In this video, I'll go over how to configure signers in a workflow. Before you start, you should have already templatized your document, created a workflow with it, and configured your web form. If you haven't had a chance to complete these steps yet, check out our other tutorials to learn how. Depending on whether or not you leverage Anvil Document AI when you create your workflow, signers may have already been created and connected to signature fields for you. To manage your signers, click on the PDF tab in the top navigation bar. Then, click on the Signers tab. Since I leveraged Document AI to create my workflow, a signer was created for me automatically. Document AI does a pretty good job of correctly identifying signers and connecting them to the correct signature field. However, I'd still recommend checking each signer settings to ensure that everything is configured to your liking. It's also best practice to check each of your signature fields to confirm that they're connected to the correct signer. You can check your PDF by first clicking on the PDF page navigator. Pages containing signatures will include a signature icon. Click on the page to navigate to them. From here, scroll through your document until you locate your signature fields. Clicking on the individual signature fields allows you to see which signer was assigned to these fields. I'll also show you how to add new signers from scratch. There are a couple of ways to do this, but I prefer to add all my signers first before assigning them to signature fields. I'm going to start by navigating to the signer editor again. Then I'll remove the auto-generated signer by clicking on the X icon and confirming my choice. I can add a new signer by clicking on Add a Signer. You can optionally provide a signer nickname. This helps you easily and quickly identify signers, especially if you have multiple signing parties. For example, a lease agreement might have both a landlord and several tenants. It'd be good to name your landlord landlord and your tenants tenants. I'm going to name my signer applicant. You can then decide how your signer's name and email are populated. If the signer is always the same person, you can enter a literal value. Since I'll be using my workflow to collect multiple foster applications, my signers will always be different. I can instead dynamically determine my signers by assigning web form fields to populate the name and email fields instead. The signer type helps you determine when and how your signer will sign. By default, the first signer will have the option to immediately sign after the web form is complete, which is often what we recommend doing. However, if you have multiple signers, your subsequent signers will either be email or embedded type signers. Anvil will automatically notify and send signature links to email type signers when it's their turn to sign. If you wish to embed the signing experience into your own website or application, set your signer to an embedded type instead. This allows you to programmatically generate an embeddable signing link that you can add to your app. I'm going to leave the default settings alone for this particular signer. Next, you can customize signer options. Signer options help you further customize the signing experience. This first option requires the signer to draw a signature. When unselected, a typed signature will automatically be generated for my signer. This option, require signer to sign each signature individually, will show a preview of the document that the signer can interact with at the time of signing. If the option is not selected, the signer will instead have to download a preview of the document and then click Sign All without viewing the signatures in context. This setting will automatically send another notification to the signer after the entire packet is complete. When unselected, the signer will not be notified after the packet has been completed. This option will create a Finish button that the signer must click after providing all their signatures. When it's not selected, the packet will be completed immediately after the signer provides their final signature. This option will add a unique ID and timestamp to the signature in the final document. When not selected, the signature won't have this extra information. Once you're happy with your configuration settings, go ahead and save them. Repeat the steps for any additional signers you may want to add to your workflow. Keep in mind that each signer is configured individually, so you can customize the settings for each signing party as you see fit. Once you've added all your signers, you can connect your signers to your signature fields. I'm going to navigate back to my signature fields. Since both of these signature fields are connected to the same signer, I can select and assign them in bulk by holding down Shift and then clicking and dragging to select my fields. Once both fields are selected, I can assign them to the same signer. Now I've added a signer to my workflow, customized their settings, and assigned them to signature fields. In the next video, I'll show you how to configure your workflow settings and how to publish your first draft.